Hey guys, so I wanted to do a video talking about passing the guard before there's grips. All right, so get the guard. Okay, so just like everything I do in jiu-jitsu, I break everything down by mini game or like mini positions. So like opening the closed guard or escaping mount. In this case, we're trying to pass the guard, right? This time there's no grips. So there's a couple different ways the guy can be. Go ahead and sit up real quick. Right, like when we start, the guy can be sitting up like this, and there's like an aspect of like me trying to establish my pass, him trying to entangle me in some kind of guard, which could be like a lasso, it could be de la hiva. So I'm trying to implement a pass. So even when I'm kind of approaching passing, depending on how he's positioned, I'm going to act differently, right? If he's got both hands up in the center like this, kind of like Marcelo Garcia, I do a certain set of things. If he's got one hand on the floor like this, I'll do another set of things because it's harder to push him back because he's got that floor support, right? So in this case, what we're talking about is the guy on his back, okay? So when the guy's on his back, there's a few different ways the guy can kind of move his legs around. So I've shown a lot of stuff on like Toreando, scoot back, right? I've shown a lot of stuff before on like Toreando and like knee cuts and stuff. But one thing that can be very difficult for people is guys keeping their legs kind of wide like this. A lot of like high-level guard players will do this, and it's because it makes it more difficult to do like Toreandos. Like, because when you do a Toreando, like I have to clear this leg and turn his hip over, and when the legs are wide, it's hard to clear around this and keep pressure on this, right? Also, sometimes if they're like this and they're really flexible, which Jordan isn't super flexible, but it's okay. If I go for the knee cut here, it's like he's so wide that lasso can become more difficult. It's just kind of funky, right? So I like to use a lot of like the kind of foot stomp methods of like pinning the position, right? So when the guy's like this, often what I'll do is I'll move to the side with this ankle, which he's very, like he'll follow like this, right? Because he's kind of like locked in position. So I'll kind of go here, and there's two ways I can go about this. One is I'll step this cross foot with my toes pointed inward and I'll pin here. Okay, once I go here like this, you try to get your leg back, it's really hard for him to move his foot back, okay? From here, I've kind of locked this in position and I have two hands free, right? Here, I like to control this top ankle. When I have this, it's really hard for him to move here. And a lot of people are thinking about a club pass. But the thing with a club pass is his hands are kind of ready here. So actually what I like to do is they almost always, when they get here, they're confused. And when you start, they put that hand up. So I catch the wrists like this. Okay, so now I'm here like this. And as I do this, I'm going to press his leg this way, just like a Toreando, where I'm trying to turn the hip over. I want to make a long step this way here. Of course, the finish can become more scrambly, where he tries to turn in and stop, and then we get into a fight here. That's fine, but you bypass the guard, right? Okay, so again, the legs are up, we're here like this, I'm moving around, I grab here, push it down, and I step. You catch the ankle here like this. I like this instead of the pants, because the pants, you can go foot and bicep and stuff. So we catch here, that blocks, right? Now I catch this wrist, I can go straight to knee on belly as well. I usually like to try to turn in and go more towards no stuff. Okay? Again, understand there's like a grip fight battle going on here, so depending on his responses. That's why I break everything down into mini games, right? Because you need to kind of understand what they're doing. If his knees are really close together and his knees are really tight like this, it's going to be hard to push this on the floor. Because as I push center up, like keep your feet, yeah, exactly. It's going to be hard to get that to the floor. He's going to keep centering as I do it, but that's fine. If I'm here like this and I start to push here and he centers up really quick like that, see now the classic Toreando opens up more, or more of like a knee cut. So you're going to mix these together, just like boxing. You might have like a jab, a cross, a hook, an uppercut. You need multiple threats to get things to open, right? If you only have one threat, it's difficult. Okay, so another good thing you can do with this, like when you're here and the guy's playing that like kind of wide leg position, is I'll push down, and this time instead of going the cross foot, I just step the same side foot. So I go here and I pin with this one. Okay, from here, leg drags become really easy, because one of the hard parts about a leg drag normally, if I go here, that leg loops over like a lasso to defend. You just like kind of loop your heel over top. Yeah, exactly, like this to defend, right? So like this here, I just go here and I pin. And now when I double grip here, you can't lasso, right? So then I can pull across here and start going in for the lapel, and depending on how you finish. I generally, like a lot of people go in here and this is great, but for me, I like more like Toreando style finishes. So I'll try to push here like this, and then I pin here. I finish my leg drag there. Or worst case, if I get here like this, I start coming in here and I focus on this. So as he tries to re-lasso that leg, I block here and come into knee on belly. You can choose your own choice, right? But again, the main concept here is we're trying to approach passing the guard, and typically people think of like Toreando, knee cut, stack pass, okay? So if his legs are close together and they're down, I'm thinking more like Toreando, knee cut. If his legs are higher, like up here, sometimes you can stack and start working this kind of stuff, right? And then this kind of like awkward with legs wide, you just start pushing this way. If he reacts and centers up, then he starts to open up more of the classic position, right? So I mix those together. So I'm here like this, he opens his legs wide, boom, step, drag, and now you're pressuring there. Or I go this way here, pin, now it's difficult for him, he goes here, and we can circle around this way. Okay. All right, guys, so comment, let me know what positions or mini games you want me to start delving into more. I think I'm going to do another video on closed guard coming up soon. Also, follow me on Instagram at JohnThomasBJJ. I do a lot of updates with small things going on in the gym, like little technique updates, like things we're inventing daily that are hard to put in like these big YouTube videos, okay? As always, if you guys like the content, please like, share, subscribe.